Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's Mystic Minute is predestination versus self-determination. If you think of this life as a full immersion video game, it's like one of those online games that you're playing and there's tons of other people. It's like a Sim City or something, and you've got your own avatar and you're playing and there's lots of other people playing, but you know it's a game. You know it's a game, and that there is a big programmer in the sky, and that all the routes that we are traveling along are predetermined. It's pre-programmed. There's nothing you can do about it. So you might as well just let it go, give up trying, and just go along your pre-patterned routes. Say the scripts you're going to say. And then there's some depression about that. And then there's kind of an elation because you don't have to try to control it anymore. You just go along every day with no expectations, and you just see what shows up. That's one level of awareness. That's one level of awakening as consciousness, is to play the game that way. When you surrender, you stop trying. You stop trying to control the thing that has been controlling you. So there's great power in surrendering. There's great power in admitting powerlessness over whatever the thing that was controlling you that you're trying to control. All that still is bottom of the fish tank thinking and bottom of the fish tank awareness. And as we're coming up through the layers of reality, that's how we're experiencing things. Now the truth is as we're feeling it that way, as consciousness, it's really we're coming more in to the density and effort. So it's simultaneously happening. When you're coming from the higher perspective of consciousness, you don't need to control, because you're not powerless. You come from this higher perspective of consciousness, you're infinite. You're infinitely powerful. You're totally aware that you have created this all down to the smallest detail. So when you start navigating from this, it's all about creativity, it's all about fun, it's all about enjoyment, and yeah, you can just go along for the ride. But the other thing that starts to happen when you really start to operate as consciousness, the outside of the box kind of consciousness, is that life becomes an improv. It becomes a whose line is it anyway? And yes, you have this basic structure. People are going to come into your scenery and go out of your scenes, and they're going to speak their lines, and you are at choice with how you respond. You can respond from instinct, you can respond from habit, you can respond from pattern, and the words that pop out of your mouth are predictable, your actions are predictable, or you can respond as consciousness, which might be not responding, certainly not reacting to whatever is going on. It's having a neutral perspective of whatever is going on. You're at choice and you are empowered. Now what about all the other people in the hologram? Are they not real because they're creations of my consciousness? They're all consciousness, and they're all creations of consciousness as consciousness, and every single one, reflection back to you, has its own pattern in the field, its own responses and reactions to the field. At their essence, it's all consciousness, but in the levels of individuality that you're reacting to or responding to and seeing as they sort of cross paths on your lanes to the freeway, they have their own individuality and their own reality. And so from my perspective sitting here, it feels separate from me, it feels different from me. I can empathically feel other people in my field of resonance. Those people, they are real. They're experiencing me as real in their hologram, in their field of reference. I'm experiencing them. And how we come and go is all part of this wonderful full immersion game that we're playing. When your resonance becomes higher, brighter, more expansive, the lower resonances aren't in your field anymore. It's just not part of the thought process. It's not in the field. There's no engagement because it's just you're swimming at a different level. You can dip down every once in a while, and their vibration can be really reactive, and you can sense it, but you don't have to react to it. Don't have to engage. People will fade away and disappear out of your storyline when you're not engaging in that level of storyline anymore. Just like if you were paddling across the ocean, you know there are bottom dwellers down there. You know that at certain depths there are different kinds of sea creatures. You're not there. If you're paddling across, if you're in your sea kayak going across the ocean, you're not even engaging with sharks necessarily because they're not there. They're not in the currents that you're navigating through. They're not hungry when they go by or whatever, but you're not engaging with anything but sunshine and a albatross that wants to poop on your boat. A lot of these references are coming from books by Roz Savage, who actually rode all the oceans in the world. Rozsavage, Roz Savage. Nice books. Not necessarily consciousness books, but an example of somebody who completely transformed their life from management in an urban city to rowing oceans to being self-determined. Being self-determined and breaking out of patterns. A lot of information coming at you today. See how it's all resonating and sorting itself out within you. See how you want to navigate your life now. How do you want to interact, react? There are many facets of the game of living in physical bodies on this planet. You can do the predetermined thing. You can do the self-determined thing. You can create your reality. You can go into effort. Effort is definitely a body level of energy. It's not a consciousness energy. You can go into effort to try to change, fix, and manipulate. And you get to feel those wonderful sensations and things that you don't feel when you're pure consciousness, like frustration. You can do it that way. Or you can learn other ways of bringing desires into form and seeing how things manifest through repetition, through affirmation, through creating it, and really just know that it's you co-creating it with you. If you like these, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can sign up below to get these in your inbox a couple times a week. If you want to know more, you can go to my website, joan-newcomb.com. I have a weekly radio show podcast I put out. I also have a weekly newsletter and blog that I write. Sign up to get my quiz to find out your life purpose and regain your passion for living. I have meetups that I do around the Puget Sound in Seattle, Bellevue, Tacoma, and Olympia. And I work with private clients and groups. So go to my website, joan-newcomb.com, to find out more. And I'll have another Mystic Minute in a couple of days.